because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make a subject and verb degree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. As I reflect on the wisdom of Dr. King, I'm reminded of the house that I grew up in. My grandmother, I like to call her Mama Dear, y'all know her as Mrs. Charles Wilson, taught us to stand up, but she also taught us to serve. One of her favorite stories was of the Good Samaritan. Quoting Dr. King, she would say, "The first question which the priest and Levite asked was, if I stopped to help this man, what would happen to me? But the Good Samaritan reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him?" This was quickly extended with the second quote. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Grandmother, I want you to know that your teachings did not fall on deaf ears, and every day I make a point of helping someone. As many of you know, I am very reserved and reluctant to address even a few people, leave alone a large audience like this. But in my grandmother's house, the word no was never uttered. And as much as I begged her, she said, "Andre, I want you to do this, you will do it." Being the oldest and favorite grandchild, I'm sorry, Ashley and Brandon, but she told me I was her favorite. I had no choice, so here I am, shaking knees and all. But on a more serious note, my grandmother has a bookcase filled with Dr. King's writings in her office. She always insisted that I pick up a book and read. I want to share with you some of my favorite quotes with you at this time. History will have to record that the greatest tragedy of this period was not the strident clamor of the bad people, but the appalling silence of the good people. A nation or civilization that continues to produce soft-minded men purchases its own spiritual death on the installment plan. The means by which we live have outdistanced the ends for which we live. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles, but we have misguided men. And my favorite, whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. With those thoughts in mind, I challenge you to step up, stand up, and make a difference for your fellow man. We are now ready to begin our program following the order of this.